there, and welcome to this week's Media News with me, Gareth O'Connor. Going to kick things off with some mobile news, which is surprising coming from me. He keeps on banging on about mobile. But I was passed on this slide. Quite a good slide, actually. It featured 9 reasons to believe in mobile, and I thought I would pass it on to you. Call these unique benefits, if you will, but mobile is the first personal mass medium. Pretty true, right? Everyone in this country's got one. Some people have got 2. It's permanently connected. Well, it's permanently connected for voice and text, but when it even comes to mobile and smartphones, yep, it's permanently connected to the web. And when you think into this year 50% of Kiwis will have one, pretty good to know. Always carried. No one leaves home without it. People even take it to the toilet. Built-in payment channel. And that's only going to increase here in NZ. Particularly when you think of all the work that Paymark are doing with big banks and the big telcos. It is coming, but of course a lot of places now you can buy direct from your mobile telephone. And if you're a retailer, you should certainly offer, actually if you're a business that sells something, you should have that function. Ability to be creative. It's a rich environment. So really the boundaries are about your lack of or amount of creativity that you have. Has the most accurate audience info, pretty fair to say, particularly when you know most things about these people. And when it gets to the point of, think Walmart, for instance, in their mobile app, it pretty much knows everything that their customers are doing. It even knows when they're in the store, and it knows what store they're in and what department of the store they're in, so it can send them relevant offers. Pretty cool. Captures social context of consumption, pretty much, yep. As it is always connected, it's always connected to social web, so of course people can see continually what people are doing and how. And it enables augmented reality, which probably is going to be one of the big things in the next few years, really. And there are a lot of people who are using augmented reality very well. And offers digital interface to the real world. Yes, indeed. But again, it's that sort of thing in the retail space. It can offer a perfect interface, particularly when people are in store. Mobile, of course, is now the go-to device for multiple things. Email, no real surprise there, but over 50% of mobile users now use their phone for email. Surfing the web is now up to 56%. Banking, 1 in 3 are now using mobile as their go-to device for banking. 1 in 3. And of course, all the big banks around the world now are making big plays into the mobile space, and rightly so. But other businesses, other categories should probably follow suit. Healthcare is another big one. 1 in 3 people are now using healthcare. This is things like healthcare apps. You know, many of them are around now, from sleep to blood pressure to blood sugar balance, all that sort of thing. But healthcare, mobile is one of the big things in healthcare, and it will be. Certainly you'll see big strides in the mobile space in healthcare over the next 12 to 18 months. Photography. This is more bad news, I think, for camera equipment manufacturers. Because, of course, phones now are getting to the point where cameras are so good, everything is shot in HD video. Why bother with a separate one? Do it all in one thing. Retail. Huge for mobile. Absolutely massive. If you're a retailer and you're not thinking about mobile, you're mad. But over 50% of smartphone owners have bought something from their phone, and I'm not counting apps. This is actually bought something. PayPal, mobile is booming for them. Mobile payments, so Cyber Monday, so in America you've got Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. Mobile payments were up 196%. That's huge. Some stats for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. US shoppers increased online sales by 17.4% on Thanksgiving and 20% when looked at Black Friday. It's a pretty big increase. Apple, one of the biggest traffic drivers, 10% of online shopping was done from an Apple device, from a tablet. Black Friday e-commerce passed 1 billion for the first time. That's a 26% increase. Thanksgiving saw a 36% increase. It's massive. Cyber Monday passed 2 billion, up 17%. And in the UK, it's a similar sort of thing. Over the Christmas period, £1 billion of revenue will come from smartphone and tablet in the retail space. It's big. Deloitte estimated that 3.5 billion of in-store retail sales should be directly attributed or shaped by smartphones. That's 10% of the market. Last year, I think it was about 2%. Pretty big increase. That's a lot of money going through on mobile devices. Looking further ahead, Deloitte said by 2016, it's not that long away, it'll be 18% of the market. £43 billion, that's a lot of money. For Walmart, as I spoke about before, the app is huge, but digital delivers a lot of opportunities for them, and they've set a target for next year of 9 billion coming through e-commerce. And their thing really is constant innovation, but people, you've got to keep innovating. It's that age-old thing of if 100 companies are doing it, why should I be 101? You've got to keep pushing the boundaries, pushing the envelope, particularly when think of retail, when it's all about experience. They've stated that every 3 to 6 months they will come out with a new innovation on digital and mobile that will get the marketplace saying, wow. But hey, the wow factor is massive. But it gets to the point of they get to know the customers better, they get to give the customers a better experience. It means people are more sticky, they'll come back for more and they'll spend more money, and they'll also pull in new customers. But they've said they want to be at leading edge, and quite frankly, they are when it comes to the retail space. The Galaxy Note, a lot of people were saying, is that really going to take off? It's not quite tablet, not quite mobile, but it both sits somewhere between, but it's going gangbusters. 5 million devices have now been sold since September. And whilst I'm talking about devices, I may as well tell you this. Bendable devices are coming. Kid you not. Devices that actually bend. Why? What's the point in this? Well, it means you won't break your screen. But good idea, and it is coming. You think they'll be here next year. Another big winner on the sales front, Nintendo launched Wii U a week ago, or maybe 10 days ago now, maybe. But it sold 400,000 units in 7 days. Gaming is massive. And don't think it's just for the young. Gaming is for a broad spectrum. Think of all those people who grew up with the Mega Drive, the Atari. A lot of them are still gaming. Social media is huge. Here's some American research I stumbled across. Time spent with social media each month. Facebook, killing it. But it is going to show the amount of hours that people are spending on social media. And social media now is having a detrimental effect on other channels. Be it phone, email, socializing in person is down. Taking care of household members. Watching TV offline, significantly down. Watching TV online, significantly up. So the big winner is really time spent social network and watching content online. Netflix is leading the charge. But people are spending a lot of time now. They still want content. People are content hungry and they will pay for good content. But they want it on their own terms. And the likes of Netflix, Tudu, Hulu are going gangbusters. And it's detrimental, and it's having a detrimental effect on free-to-air TV and paid subscriptions. 65% of tablet owners surf the web whilst watching television. No surprises there. And TV, of course, people are still watching vast amounts of television. But we're seeing significant rises in the amount of time people are watching TV online, and also time shifted. Which means, of course, it's harder for people to reach you with your ads. So again, it goes to that point of making great content where people will, find it on their own terms, or put it in online spaces, or find clear environments for yourself, like cinema. But it is getting harder. When you think of television, only 14% of people do nothing but watch television when the television's on. 12 to 14%. So the other 86, 88% are doing other things. Most of the time your ads are on and not even watching. So you've got to find clear space for yourself. 18% of all media now is, social media accounts for 18% of all media. That is huge. And it's not just the youngins. 55 plus is the biggest growing group. And that's the same here in NZ. I might add. And of course, in the younger ones, it means that things like email and instant messenger are suffering significantly for it, because when you think on Facebook, you can do instant messenger on that. Of course, you can use Twitter for the same sort of thing, as long as you're both on there. But I mean, it's the sort of thing now where Facebook is definitely killing off instant messenger. Speaking of social media, Facebook believes the next big innovation will be mobile social apps. Yeah, you may wonder what that is. It's sort of things like Nike Plus. Which is an app, of course, that will track where you're running, give you tell you how far you've ran as you're going, even and links through to Facebook. It'll tell your friends how far you're running. Your friends can, give you some support whilst you're running, all from Facebook. But it's those sorts of things now. Spotify, RDO, they're the sort of things that are going to be the next big thing. But they've said they're only 1% done. There's a lot to be done. But the biggest apps are much more beyond games, said Mike Vernal, who's the director of engineering at Facebook. It's things like Instagram on the photo sharing side of things. It's things like Spotify and audio on the music sharing side of things. It's things like Netflix and Hulu on the video side of things. And it's things like Nike Plus or Endomodo on the fitness and running side of things. But these apps are becoming huge. And from a brand point of view, like Nike, it means people are continually coming back. There's a continual link back to your brand. Middle Earth now at the airport. This is very nice, and there's work done by WAB and TBWA. And they're obviously utilising with Tourism New Zealand the buzz around the Hobbit film. But a nice little touch. They're taking over the airport, but when you arrive and you're overseas travel, when you arrive, you get immigration stamp, and you also get Welcome to Middle Earth New Zealand stamp on your passport. It's quirky, it's fun, but it's well done, well delivered. Adweek gives us a top 10 pieces of branded content for 2012. If you haven't seen these, I've shown all of these over the past year. Carlton Draft Beer Chase in at number 10. Axe Susan Glenn, voiced by Keith Sutherland, number 9. Procter & Gamble Best Job for the mum around Olympics. Chrysler, It's Halftime America. Clint Eastwood was the voice. Red Bull Stratos, can't believe this is a waiter at number 6 because this was massive. Broke records, was huge, watched by millions of people simultaneously all over the world on 150 plus news channels. It was huge. Old Milwaukee Field Cutoff, great ad. Really like that. Direct TV's Charlie Sheen, they made 3 or 4 ads, I believe. Number 4. The Widerøe Airlines, that was pretty good ad. That was a number 3. Number 2, Nike Jogger. They weren't sponsored Olympics, but they pretty much stole the show with some of their ads, and Jogger is a great piece of content. And the winner, great ad, 3 Little Pigs, beautiful piece of creative. That was number 1, BBH London for The Guardian. If you haven't seen any of these, you'll be able to find them online, or go to Adweek and the list will be there. But the power of content now is huge, and content marketing for most big brands is going to be key for the next sort of 12 to 24 months. But it speaks volumes. And I've said it a million times, but content marketing is listed as a clear strategy for almost every big brand in the world. Could be small brands too. But when it comes to briefs that clients give, they always talk about, I want to help awareness. Well, branded content does. Branded content helps awareness, helps likability, helps preference, helps message delivery, helps social results, helps SEM results, helps SEO results, consideration, sales, referral, loyalty, to name just a few. But if you make really great content, and people want to spend time with that content and spend time with your brand, you're going to talk about your brand, what your brand stands for, what your brand means, why your brand's here, because it's social context, all these different things. And people will share their brand, meaning you don't have to spend ad dollars doing so. But you do have to spend money making good content. It's the same as making good ads. Nobody wants to see a bad ad. There was a time when people said people would pay for content. But people paying for content is exploding. This is from the Business Insider report, or digital, looking at digital going forward. And it's just going to show now the amount of people now who are buying add-on digital, so online things like Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, Drop, Zynga. There's a huge rise, and like I said before, it is having a detrimental effect in the US, particularly on people who are subscribing to TV, things like Sky, cable television, and also having a detrimental effect on free-to-air. But people are hungry for good content. It's the same as brands. If you make a good branded piece of content, people will watch it and share it. And like I say, it shifts so many brand measures that it's well worth looking into. And it's well worth investing in. It's well worth a read. I mean, it is an American view, but it's guaranteed that pretty much everything that happens in this report will happen here. It's going to happen. You may as well get ready for it. There's a URL, The Future of Digital. Really good report. Well worth a read. And this is the last thing for me this week. Make sure you think about what you're buying this Christmas. This is a retail ad, but hey, they're having a bit of fun with it. And as it's Christmas, I'm going to keep showing you Christmas ads. But this is the last thing for me. I will see you next week.
What's the one present you want more than anything else?
A pony! What's he doing, Daddy?
Happy holidays, honey.
A pony!
Okay. Who wants waffles? Get the hottest new toys at the Toys R Us store on eBay. When it's on your mind, it's on eBay.
Even retail ads can be fun. I'll see you next week.